You asked me how is this going to help WWE. Can you really help WWE right now? They don't need help.
They're drowning in it.
They're drowning in help. They're drowning in success right now. Everything's building to Netflix, as I'm told, as a certain account said, everything sucks until Netflix or something like that. I don't really remember what was said. But that's what people told me. This feels big. This show feels big. 2 world title matches, 3 world title matches.
Yeah.
Is Gunther on this?
Yes.
3 world title matches. And a new champion being crowned, the first ever WWE United States Women's Champion. So big deals all around. And honestly, I'm very into the main event. Very into the main event.
It's
a
legitimately
great
been a great build.
Great build. Kevin Owens is great, and Kevin Owens should win. He won't, but he should. He should. Why? I mean, it's the same situation when watching WWE. Would Kevin Owens hurt business? No. Would Cody Rhodes hurt business by losing? Probably not, because he'd still be in the main event spot. But that's fine. I think this show is just going to benefit WWE. It's going to get a good number. It's a pay-per-view like event. It's going to set the precedent for what these shows are going to look like. Probably going to be better than the Battle of the Belts. What else do you need from me in terms of specials? It should be good.
I don't know if this show is just on NBC or also being on Peacock, but I know for a fact
it is on the Peacock.
Okay, cool. So this one and the next Saturday night's main event, which we'll mention that announcement as well, are not only going to be on NBC 8 p.m. Eastern, they will also be simulcasted to Peacock during the taping.
On the Peacock, which I think everything on NBC is, to be fair.
For the most part, I think.
So.
December 2nd is the last update from WrestleTix for Saturday night's main event in this building. 12,396 tickets distributed.
Shocked.
Yeah. And that was that 6 days ago? Something like that. They're currently set up for 14,000. So they're set up for
sell out.
They're set up for almost double what they did last time they were in building in September of last year for a house show. And they are already probably 13,000 tickets over AEW last year for World's End. By the way, World's End, last update for World's End was around 4,000 tickets sold.
That is the difference.
There is no phrase that does not apply to wrestling more than a rising tide helps all ships or raises all ships. That so does not apply in wrestling.
No, it does.
Because when WWE is hot, everyone else is also cold. Granted, there are other reasons why these companies are cold right now, but Jesus. I mean, even
it's true, though.
But by the way, I say cold. I also just said that TNA sold out another show. Another
TNA's hot! TNA's hot!
MLW, I'll say it later. MLW One Shot, they said that they sold out every single pay-per-view they've done all year.
Are we saying TNA is the second hottest company in America? Is that what we're saying?
Look, when we say hot, we don't mean good. Let's clarify that. Let's clarify that. I think TNA might be the second hottest promotion in the country. I think that might be a fair assessment, Scott.
Again, you have to scale it. It's on their scale.
Correct. They're expanding into bigger markets, new markets, and bigger buildings.
When we go to Genesis and it's not sold out, they'll be like, "Oh well, there's the humble pie that we were waiting for."
Yeah. AEW is meanwhile going into smaller buildings, while TNA is going into larger buildings. Huh?
TNA bigger than AEW? Question mark?
Question mark? Question mark?
How did TNA do in the ratings? We have fun here. What are we talking about?
Saturday night's main event. The show is as follows. You have that main event, which I'll let you talk about for a little bit here, Scotty. Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens for that WWE Universal title. Thoughts on that main event matchup?
So, while we talk about like WWE doesn't need help and they're hot and all this, they also are telling good stories, which I don't know if you know this. That's an important part of wrestling, and they happen to be doing it really well. And this is a really well done story. Kevin Owens has been great in his role. Cody Rhodes has been Cody Rhodes. I don't know what else I need to say about Cody Rhodes. He does everything he needs and makes everything matter, and it's why he's the world champion. Should be a great match. I like their first match. Now there's a heated element to it. It's not friends wrestling. It's Kevin in the role that he works best as a heel. So I'm quite excited for it. It's been a long time since he's been a heel. And like I said, I'd consider the title change. I don't think they're gonna do it. For obvious reasons, because it's Cody. But
And WrestleMania is around the corner.
And WrestleMania is around the corner, but it'd be pretty awesome if they did. I think it would be great. This show needs to be big, right? Because they need to give a reason for you to tune in every time they do one. Besides, oh, here's a title match, right? So, what is that big thing they do? I'm not sure yet. Maybe it's the title change. Maybe it's something big at the end of the show. We'll have to wait and see. But I am looking forward to it. And just see the Body Venturas on commentary, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting commentary lineup. But yeah, the main event matchup: Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens. Very exciting story. Two friends have their friendship has dissolved. They're now fighting. Kevin Owens is now beating down Cody Rhodes' ankle, a la Dusty Rhodes. That Dusty Rhodes angle many moons ago. It got me thinking about how WWE is just rerunning angles that happened decades before, but it's interesting. And I was just like, did AEW ever do that with Cody, where they reran a Dusty-esque angle?
No,
not even a Dusty-esque angle, a legit, a actual angle that Dusty was involved in. I don't even remember a single time when AEW did that. Granted, my
what's
memory's
also
bad.
funny is that he had creative control.
Yeah, and one would believe he has it now.
It sure feels like he does have it now. Every time he does anything, Kevin Owens keeps doing it in Dusty shirts too. By the way, he keeps beating Cody's ass in a Dusty Rhodes shirt.
Kevin Owens is reinvigorated. Cody Rhodes is looking good right now. The building should be hot. The rivalry has been hot so far. We got looking at probably 14,000 in the building, so that's gonna be great. Yeah. And it should do numbers on NBC and Peacock. So we're going to hear about all that stuff. This being a massive, massive show that's going to do well and has already done well. If you need one last little feather in Cody Rhodes' drawing case for his Hall of Fame, then here you go. Anyways,
he's killed it this year.
Also on the show is WWE Women's World Title match: Liv Morgan versus Io Sky. Kind of an afterthought. We talked about it. I complained. You mentioned it, and they got me very upset. Kind of an afterthought for War Games. They maybe could have built up this match a little bit better. Obviously, they're doing it on Monday Night Raw, but still, they could still heat it up a little bit more. But Scotty, do you think they're going to do the title switch here? Io Sky gets the win. Rhea Ripley causes Liv Morgan to lose, something like that.
I would do anything for that to happen. I would do anything for that to happen. Listen.
I'll get CW and watch NXT if I just get Io Sky to win the title.
No shit. I already have CW, but no shit. Here's the difference, right? Liv Morgan's not good, and Io Sky is, okay? And my care and my love for Io as a wrestler. So obviously, the fact that she might lose to Liv Morgan is not being aided today. I'm going to watch that show, and I'm going to sit there in pain and suffering and thinking, this isn't going to go my way. Mm-hmm. And no, it probably won't go my way. But you know what? I'm going to believe because I want to hope somewhere in deep down that, Triple H recognizes that this Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley story stinks. And it doesn't need the belt anymore. They just need to fight each other away from me. Go somewhere else. Let Io cook. That's what I'm saying. It's time to let Io cook. Give her the title back. She can go to WrestleMania and she can defend it against Rhea or Bianca or Becky, because Becky's back, folks, because WWE needed help, I guess. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Becky probably just wins this title in the end of whatever they end up doing, which is fine. You know why it's
A
fine? 'Cause
four-way: Io Sky, Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch.
take out Liv Morgan and I'm in. Like what a match, you know? Though that could probably be the best match of Liv Morgan's career. What were we talking about? Oh, Becky's gonna win. Becky's gonna win it all at the end of all this, right?
So why
Like, that's
not
feels-
put it on Io Sky then?
exactly. Have Io, yeah, just give it to Io. It would be fun. You can have Liv Morgan get beaten by Becky on the way to WrestleMania, and that's how Becky gets the shot or something. There's an elimination chamber. Listen, does it make sense to give Io the belt? Maybe not in storyline, but I don't care. We just talked about, does storyline matter right now? They can do whatever they want. And I think what they should want is Io as champion after the year she's had.
Plus, honestly, other than the women's U.S. title match being a, first time title holder, right? Other than that, I'm not seeing a single title change here, really. If you want to mix it up, Io Sky is the most likely person to get a title change.
Gunther should not be losing to Finn
No.
Balor.
No.
Washed up Balor does not need to be holding the world title.
Yeah, that is the next matchup. WWE World Heavyweight Title match: Gunther versus Finn Balor. Yeah, and no reality should Balor should be winning this match. They're obviously heading towards what I believe is a triple threat, probably at the Royal Rumble. For this, well, maybe at the next Saturday night's main event. Now that I think about it,
next Saturday night's main event, they gotta have to figure that out. That should be tough.
This match is undoubtedly going to be a match between the two, where Damian Priest is going to come in and get involved.
It will be one of the matches of all time.
It's going to be one of the matches of all time, folks, and I truly believe. Well, look, here's the thing. Gunther is still a really good wrestler. Finn Balor's a little bit washed, obviously, but Gunther's still good. Maybe he can pull something out of this guy. They've wrestled before, and it was good then. It could be good now. But at the very least, Damian Priest is going to get involved in the finish somehow. So that's going to stink up my opinion on it and make
Finn Balor, when it comes to in-ring, is the worst wrestler of the Bullet Club leaders. All right, move on. We're not dissecting it. Move on. Unless we consider Carl Anderson. Anyways, move on.
At his peak or currently?
Just overall.
Okay. David Finlay. Is he better or worse than David Finlay?
Move on.
Okay. All right. And then you have the
WWE. Take. We move on.
Whew. Gotta digest that one. WWE Women's U.S. title match. They're making the new Women's U.S. title. They also just unveiled an IC title for the women's division as well. Scotty, I gotta believe. I don't know if it for facts, but I gotta believe the main event for that's going to be at Saturday night's main event too. Possibly. I don't know.
That would be a good call. Or Netflix.
I think they announced the bracket, so I got to see the bracket to see if they have the news there. But anyways, the finals of the tournament is taking place. We don't know who is going to be in it yet. We do know that the semifinals, which are set up for SmackDown December 13th, this Friday, it's going to be Bayley versus Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton versus Michin. So what is a drawing match for the U.S. title? Who do you think is going to win?
Clearly, it's going to be Chelsea Green versus Michin.
Woo! Who do you think is going to win the U.S. title, become the first ever inaugural women's U.S. title for WWE?
I think they're going to give it to Bayley to establish it off the rip.
Agreed.
But for the 19th time since we've been doing the show, I will ask once again to give the belt to Tiffany Stratton. I've asked to give a belt to Tiffany Stratton like 7 times this year alone, and we haven't done it yet, and we're not going to do it here because she's going to cash in Money in the Bank soon enough. But Bayley makes sense. You want to establish the title off the bat. Bayley and Tiffany should have a fine match. It's meaningful that Tiffany's there. They keep giving her the big spot, and eventually it also sets up a title match for her down the line, though she seems like she's going babyface. I watched the ending of her win the other day. I know she was in her hometown, but it was very babyface everything she did, and I was like, interesting, especially because she is the heel
Yep.
heading into that match with Bailey, obviously, and against Mia Yim. I'm pretty sure Mia Yim's babyface. So it'll be interesting. But yeah, I'll probably be Bailey, which I get it. You want to again put name value to that title like they did once upon a time with the tag belts and
Yeah.
Bailey.
Yeah, it makes sense for Bailey as well. I fully agree with everything you just said. Bailey makes the most sense. You put it on an established star. Bailey makes sense. I agree. I think you should belt up Tiffany Stratton. However, with the whole Miss Money in the Bank storyline that they have going with her, the U.S. title would make sense for Tiffany Stratton here, but with that storyline, it doesn't actually make sense anymore. So that's the frustration.
I wouldn't be shocked if they give it to Bailey and then Bailey drops it to like Roxanne Perez.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked about that either because Roxanne's
Seems
going to
like
get demolished soon.
Yeah, sure is. Top of the year.
Yeah, so get excited for that. The Women's Intercontinental title, the tournament is already started. They do not have, they have not revealed where the final will be held. So one would have to imagine that actually would be Saturday night's main event number 2, possibly for that one. So, yeah, that's Saturday night's main event number 1. Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum, 14,000 probably strong for this show. I assume this is going to be our entire card. It's only a 2-hour special. So that's the good news, folks. These aren't pay-per-view length. Even though a pay-per-view will have one more match and be 4 hours long, this is 4 matches, 2 hours, in and we're out. Going to be quick. That makes me excited.
They're going to be the best shows of the year for WWE for that reason alone.
It certainly could be. They also previously also announced the second Saturday Night's Main Event here for that new NBC special contract. San Antonio, Texas, January 25th at the Frost Bank Center in San Antonio. Last time WWE ran the building was in March when they had 13,748 people. So it seems to me that this is going to be a bigger building, and they're going to try to get a crap ton of people in it again for Saturday Night's Main Event number 2, which all, for them to do that
before the Rumble.
1 week before the Rumble. So to do that, they not only have to make this show a success, but then load up that show once again, knowing that the Rumble is the week.
They should benefit though, because the Rumble does obviously have the 2 Rumble matches.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever is not going to make that card, you put on there instead of like SmackDown the day before, as they like to do.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. Plus, you don't necessarily have to do a world title match on the Rumble, right? You can do it on Saturday Night's Main Event number 2.
I'm guessing Cody does one, Gunther does the other.
Possibly. I think that makes sense. If you can do the 3-way Gunther, Priest, Balor match at Saturday Night's Main Event or Royal Rumble, and then you'll probably, my guess would be Cody versus Kevin again, but some sort of stip attached.
It depends how much of a draw they need, right? Like, is world title match enough, or do you need Cody in the match?
That's a good point. It depends on what else will be on that card.
Because the Rumble's matches sell themselves. They don't need Cody on that show.
Mm-hmm.
It would just be weird if he wasn't.